As we broach this subject of artificial intelligence, I want to start by bringing out, from Mayo Clinic here, proper here in Rochester, Barbara Berry. Well, please welcome Barbara. Come on out, Barbara. How are you?
Hi.
Very good. So tell us about the work you do in AI and just bringing this to being a topic for this event.
Right. So my name is Barbara Berry. I'm the design strategist for the Center for Innovation, and I also do research in human-computer interaction and applications of AI. And as you mentioned, when we were thinking about topics for Transform, AI was an obvious choice because the research has just taken off in the last 10 years or so. And we really think that AI can be used to help transform healthcare. A lot of opportunity.
You talked also about kind of the history, and it's interesting to know that the public perception of AI probably comes from movies and probably comes from history, for example, Watson, the computer, right?
We talked about this example. So about 8 years ago or so, when Watson won Jeopardy, I don't know if any of you have seen the YouTube video clip of that, but it's worth checking out. At the very last moment when Watson wins, what happens is the two contestants on either side who are human kind of go, oh, like they're exhausted, right? They've let humanity down. Watson is a bit of a spinning graphic in the middle that doesn't know it won, even though it did a beautiful job at answering questions really quickly, and even knowing when it should bet or not, when it was sure or not. And then it pans out to the crowd, and you see the development team in the audience, and they're just going wild. There's 20 of them, they're going wild. So I think that moment, the public perception changed around what AI was capable of.
But also with plenty of misunderstandings, which we will get into. And perhaps the biggest misunderstanding I think people still have is around, how you even develop it, right? How you even get there, whether it's this, forced on you, I think so much of this is informed by movies, frankly.
I think so too, when you see an AI being built, right? There's some of it in a movie, and then you see people in the audience, and some of them are like, that's not how you do it. The next person's not how you do it. And others are like, wow, that is kind of how you do it. I do think that thinking about how you would build an artificially intelligent system, when you think about how to design it, you really do have to think about what knowledge it has, what kind of intelligence it's going to express, and then how it interacts with people.
So as we have our upcoming speakers and our conversation, and frankly, who here is doing the AI breakout? Because that's like a series. You have to do it. You have to stick with it. So show of applause. Who's doing the AI breakout session?
I am.
You were there this morning as well. So what should, for people in those breakout sessions, but then also as we come into these conversations, especially if we're still novices, frankly, like me, I'm here to learn a lot, right? That's what I'm hoping for. What should we keep in mind as we're having these conversations?
I think as the technology advances with things, you'll hear things like machine learning and deep learning. I think one of the things to think about is, what are people good at? What are machines, or what's the AI good at? And how together, if you bring those two things together, how can they do better than either would do on their own?
Very good. Well, these are the conversations we'll be having in a moment. Let's hear it for Barbara Berry.
Right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. Have a good session.